Shalom. Before I get started, I would like to give all praises and infinite glory into Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Ruach Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of GMS who rule and teach well, and peace and safety to the Akim that spread across the four corners of the world that's pushing out this truth with all diligence and putting their lives on the line to do so. This is the brother Karatazah here out of GMS at Atlanta. Just here with the lesson, going in on destruction coming to America. And this is all, basically Bible prophecy, man. You know, it's prophesied in the Bible and it tells you that destruction is coming to this place, man. Whether you hear or whether you forbear, ICBM nuclear missiles will be shot, over here, to America, also known as Babylon in the scriptures, you know. And the men of the Lord, the prophets of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, is here to tell you the news, and tell you to repent and turn back into Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai before these missiles, you know, be shot over here by these other nations, and this place utterly destroyed, you know, because that's exactly what's coming to America, man. But without further ado, I'm going to start off in Jeremiah chapter 51 and start off at the top. It says, "Thus saith the Lord Yahweh, behold, I will raise up against Babylon and against them that dwell in the midst of them that rise up against me a destroying wind." And we all know that Babylon is speaking of America, and that destroying wind is speaking of Salak is speaking of the missiles, man. It's verse 2. "And I will send unto Babylon fanners," which when you go into that word fanners, it basically means enemies, which is the enemies of, America, is going to be these other nations, you know. The members of NATO are going to turn against, America along with Russia, China, Iran, and they all, going to shoot missiles on this place, man. It says, verse 2, "And will send unto Babylon fanners that shall fan her and shall empty her land." And that's the destruction, that's going to come to this place to where, America is going to be emptied out, man. 200 million missiles, are going to be shot over into this place, and it's going to utterly destroy it, man. And the only way that you're going to be escaped, or the only people who are going to escape is the elect 144,000 and the 1/3, man. So it's continuing on reading. It says, "For in the day of trouble shall they be against her round about." You see? So these nations are going to be against America in the day of trouble, man. Thus saith the scriptures. It's verse 3. It says, "Against him that bendeth that the archer bend his bow, and against him that lifteth himself up in his brigadine." And when you go into that word brigadine, is speaking about the armor. And it says, "And spare ye not her young men, destroy ye utterly all her hosts." You see? So a huge, amount of destruction is coming to this place, man. Because in order for the Israel, to reign, this place has to be destroyed, man. Because all the atrocities and wickedness, that's been committed in this place, man. And if you, kind of paying attention, to the news, to the world news, Donald Trump, has basically backed out, of a lot of nuclear deals, while he's been, while he's been president, So Joe Biden, stepping up, is going to try to rekindle those relationships, with these other nations. But we all know through Bible prophecy that it's never going to be rekindled, man. It's always going to be that that trust, is not always going to be there like it was before, man. And there's nothing that they can say or do, because why I keep mentioning is Bible prophecy. There's nothing that you can do against prophecy. So it says, verse 4, thus the slain shall fall in the land of the Chaldeans, and they, Salakia, and they that are thrust through in her streets. For Israel have not been forsaken, nor Judah of his power, of the Lord Yahweh of hosts, though their land was filled with sin against the Holy One of Israel. You see? So this land was filled with sin. That's why, it's going to be destroyed, man. Verse 6, it says, flee out the midst of Babylon and deliver every man his soul. Be not cut off in her iniquity, for this is the time of the Lord Yahweh's vengeance. He will render unto her a recompense. You see? So that isn't speaking of physically, fleeing from out of Babylon, or also known as America. It's spiritually, you know, cut yourself off from the iniquity, that's being committed in this place. By how? Seeking Yahweh by Shem Yahweh Shai, man, because that destruction that's coming to this place is not going to spare anybody, who's been dwelling in sin. You see? So it's verse 7, it says, Babylon has been a golden cup in the Lord Yahweh's hand, that made all the earth drunken. The nations have drunken of her wine, or her indoctrination, so to speak. And it says, therefore the nations are mad. You see? So these nations are mad at America, because America basically forced their doctrine on them, man. They've basically Americanized, these other nations, and these other nations are starting to realize it, and they're pissed, man. And that's why NATO is going to turn on America. So it's verse 8, it says, Babylon is suddenly fallen and destroyed. How for her? Take balm for her pain, if so she may be healed. And that word balm, goes into, I believe, medicine, But it says Babylon is suddenly fallen, man. We don't have much time left here in America, man. Continuing reading, verse 9 says, we will have healed Babylon, but she is not healed. Forsake her and let us go, every one in his own country. For her judgment reacheth unto heaven, and is lifted up even to the sky. And I did, a lesson not too long ago on this, about, Sleepy Joe, basically just mentioning that, he's going to heal America. Or what the scripture says here, that Babylon, is not going to be healed, man. Just going back to what I mentioned before, there's nothing that you can do on prophecy against prophecy. So this is Isaiah chapter 9, verse 5. It says, for every battle of the warrior is with confused noise, and garment is rolled in blood. So these previous wars were more, up close and personal, so to speak. Whenever you watch, gladiator type style movies, or like Troy or 300, or, these shows like Spartacus, those battles, were up close and personal, man, with blood everywhere, swords and, shields. Shields, and armor, but it says, continuing reading, but this shall be with burning and fuel of fire. So the Lord is bringing, those missiles into play this time, man, such as this is, matter of fact, without butchering it, I'm going to get it. In the book of Daniel, chapter 12 and verse 1, it says, and at that time shall Michael stand up, the great prince, which standeth for the children of thy people, which is speaking of the Israelites. And it says, and there shall be a time of trouble, such as never was since there was a nation, even to that same time. And at that time thy people shall be delivered, every one that should be found written in the book. And that's speaking of the elect, but it says, There should be a time of trouble such as never was since there was a nation, even to that same time, because this time that's coming, is never is gonna never is gonna be the first time that a level of magnitude of destruction like the missiles is gonna be the first time that takes place, man. 200 million missiles are gonna be shot into one area of the world, man. You know, that's a huge amount of destruction, and the only way you can escape it is if you're a part or closer to Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, and He has it your lot for salvation. You know, but this is Micah chapter 4 and verse 1. It says, "But in the last days it shall come to pass that the mountain of the house of the Lord Yahweh, Salakia, I mean Malachi chapter 4 verse 1. It says, "For behold, the day cometh that shall burn as an oven, and all the proud, yeah, all that do wickedly shall be stubble. And the day cometh that shall burn them up." How are they gonna be burnt up? By the ICBM nuclear missiles, man. You know? If you go on your whatever, app or your internet browser, and you search nuclear, news, it's a whole bunch of articles that shows you what's going on in the world, man. There's a lot of nuclear talk that's going on in the world, and it's going to continue to increase to finally those buttons are going to be pushed, man. You know. So continuing reading, it says, "And the day that cometh shall burn them up, saith the Lord Yahweh of hosts, that it shall leave them neither root nor branch." So not only, our missiles going to be shot in this place, Yahweh Shah is going to come with destruction with the angels and the chariots, man, with an innumerable amount of chariots, shooting those lasers, man. Pursuant to what second edge of the 13th chapter. So a huge, a great destruction is coming to America, man. So I'm gonna get this last verse. I'm gonna close out in Isaiah chapter 65. I think it's I think it's 66. Kind Isaiah chapter 66 and verse 15. It says, "For behold, the Lord Yahweh will come with fire, and with his chariots like a whirlwind, to render his anger with fury and his rebuke with flames of fire." You see? So the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shah is going to come with those chariots and that fire, and be a lot of brothers like to reference that movie with Tom Cruise. I forget, the name just slipped me. I just had it, but it's a movie, that Tom Cruise stars in, that has the chariots basically shooting the lasers with the flame of fire, man. And when it hits the people, it basically turns into stubble, like I read in Malachi, the 4th chapter, you know. So continuing on reading verse 16, it says, "For by fire and by his sword will the Lord Yahweh plead with all flesh, and the slain of the Lord Yahweh shall be many." So the Lord is going to, plead, with all flesh, by fire and his sword, because obvious is, his word, isn't enough for everybody, man. You know, especially 2/3 of our people, because only Israel, can get this word. So those, of you of Israel, which are you so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, those who you don't hearken until Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, he's gonna plead with you by fire and his sword, man. You know, so a huge destruction is coming to America, aka Babylon. And now more than ever is a time to get closer to Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. So keep building, prayer, faith, you know, integrity, you know, charity, you know, and may the Lord, ask the Lord to look over you and your family, because the great destruction is coming to this place. So, Lord willing, the lesson was edifying. I'm going to go ahead and close out by giving all praises and infinite glory into Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakha Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of GMS who rule and teach well. And peace and safety to the Akim that spread across the four corners of the world, that's pushing out this truth with all diligence and also putting their lives on the line to do so. Until the next time, I say Shalom.